talking Scene VIII, that's the Scourging, and we've got here Ken Goff. He runs our soldier group here in Denver. Ken, we think Scourging, that's a tricky one for a few reasons. You've got a lot of props, you've got a lot of ad-libbing, a lot of things, a lot of moving parts. So when you guys are heading into the Scourging, what's going through your guys' mind?
Mostly safety. Keeping Jesus safe, because we've got him tied to a post, and we're whipping him with ropes that are soaked in water, and we have to be extremely careful how we do that we don't actually hurt him.
And so to that point, when you get him tied up there, the ropes they're coming around, they're hitting the post, not actually getting him on the side.
That's
right?
the plan.
The plan is that it comes around him and hits the post.
The plan gets the post. Okay. So, plans gets a post. Sometimes you get a few of them that might swing a little short, swing a little wide.
We get a soldier every once in a while who gets a little zealous with his swings.
A little excited.
It can happen. It's happened. And most of our Jesuses are pretty good. They can take a pretty good whipping.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The thing too with the stage makeup helps a little bit on his back. That kind of helps protect him a little bit, at least from the ropes kind of going around the back. But trying to get as many shots as you can on the post. Sometimes you get a couple on the side. I usually, for the first run of the year, I'll take the first few practice swings just so they can kind of measure up a little bit.
Right.
So I get a little skin in the game too. But no, these guys, they do a really good job practicing that and walking through and making sure they're taking care of everybody.
On paper, this is a very short scene. However, there are quite a few entrances and exits. A well-rehearsed crew that knows which lines come next can really help this scene come off seamlessly.
He holds no scepter in his hand. He wears no crown upon his head.
That can be arranged. Wait here, and I will gather his noble attire myself.
Wait patiently now, King. Soon you will be royally honored.
Look here.
Oh.
I'm afraid this is almost too nice for a king of the Jews, though.
Oh, indeed. I'm sure you were not expecting such finery.
Come, let us put this mantle around you. But first, seat yourself. A king should not have to stand.
And here it is, a magnificent pointed crown. Let us look at you.
Oh, but we don't want it to fall off. We must put it on more securely. Help me hold him.
Now you are lacking nothing except royal subjects.
Oh, hail the
Jesus.
King!
Oh,
Jesus,
hail the
King of the Jews!
Stop!
Jesus.
Stop! The prisoner shall be returned to Pilate at once!
Marcus, you've come at the wrong time!
You have disturbed us in the midst of our homage.
Quiet! Marcus, it will be done immediately.
Stand up, King. Your people will rejoice when you stand before them with all your splendor.
Take him away.
And one thing on Scene VIII, because sometimes there's a lot of moving parts. Sometimes a bench gets knocked over. Sometimes there's a lot of ad-libbing. When you get to the point where they're help me hold him, there's that line, help me hold him, let's put the crown on more securely. You guys are doing something too. You're blocking some of the stuff you're doing while you're with your action.
You gotta put blood on him.
When we're doing that part, I stand in front of him so that the crowd can't see him. We're shoving the crown down further onto his head, and I have a bottle of blood stuck in my gauntlet that I pull out and I squeeze it all over his forehead on the front here, so that blood is actually running down his face when I step away. So it looks like the thorns have pierced his forehead.
I think the soldiers, and this is not just because I was a part of the soldiers for a number of years, either playing Pilate or Marcus or heading up the soldiers myself, but the group has one of the hardest jobs in the play. A lot of safety concerns, and also just being the guys that put the stripes on them. It's a really hard job to do.
It's very emotional. It's draining. Usually by the last night, we are exhausted.
Every one of us breaks down at some point with this.
Yeah, you see these guys, these big guys, sometimes they're motorcycle guys, sometimes they're army guys, and just they're a bunch of big teddy bears, but they've got to really put on some, they got to really be the bad guys in the story, and it's a hard thing to do. It's a really hard part to play, and to do it safely and to do it so convincingly, and it's a group that always has a lot of fun. They tend to always be the best barbecuers in whatever town they go to. But it's such a great group, and it's usually I think a super tight-knit group of guys. By the end, you really kind of go through something, putting the story together that way.
And a lot of us are, we do stuff outside of this all year long. That's how close we've all become.
Yeah, definitely a family. Definitely a family.
This is my body, which is broken. This is my blood that is shed. Price for his paid as those cruel stripes for me. Then Christ's judgment, and I will suffer for perfect healing for us. He was wounded for transgression. He was bruised for our iniquities.
Once the song The Healer finishes and the centurion has told the soldiers to cut him down, he's all covered in blood. A crowd forms as they cut Jesus down. We take this opportunity to put stage blood on Jesus' back. Doing it at this time will help keep your props clean and will also maximize the effect of the first time the audience sees Jesus' back.
What a beautiful king!
Surely he bore our sufferings, and by his stripes
I'm telling you, he ought to go He's got no crown on his head. That could be a way. Wait till I get his nose. Tired. Wait, basically now, king. Soon you'll be royally on. Come on, stand up, chief. Look at this. This might be just a little too good for king of the Jews. Bet you were expecting some finery. We should put this vessel around him. But first, he should see himself. The king should not have to stare. And look at this magnificent crown of thorns. Wait! Look at it now! Fall off! Down around! Now he's like you nothing but royal subject.
Stop! Stop! What is this? What have you done here?
You have come at a bad time. You disturbed us in the midst of our homage. Come on,
Take this, prisoner Pilate.
As mentioned in a couple other videos, it's easy to get caught up in the moment. Marcus is delivering his line directly to the soldiers, and his back is cutting off the audience from his face. With a small turn, he could have brought even more feeling to the scene.